Hey guys, welcome to another video of Scent Saga. My name is Deep and that's my wife Chandrima. In this video, we are comparing Afnan Modest Une with Ard Al Khaleej Sheikh Zayed Blue and Armaf's Club de Nuit Urban Man Elixir. Okay, I'm going to call that Urban Man Elixir and I'm going to call this Sheikh Zayed Blue. Okay, I'm not going to take the brand's name again. And why are we doing this? Because if you remember, we did a test, like 11 clones of Dior Sauvage we tested. And out of that, the winner was Afnan Modest Une. In that video, we basically missed out on adding these two, which were highly requested, which was Sheikh Zayed Blue and Urban Man Elixir. Because they are also touted as they are very close to Dior Sauvage. And for the reference, we have got both the EDP as well as EDT for Dior Sauvage OG on the left hand side. And we have got these three perfumes on the right hand side. Now I have got three strips marked with A, B, C, and the strips are arranged in random order. Okay. So basically you are going to do the same test, but this time with A versus B, and then whatever wins moves forward and the winner will be revealed at the last. And the outcome of this video is we want to see if Afnan Modest Une is still the winner or we have a new winner in the block. Okay.
Nice.
So you already know how Dior Sauvage is smell wise. So we are not going to go through that. For that you can check the previous video. But we wanted to include both the EDP and EDT because it might happen that out of these three something is very closer to the EDT or EDP.
I think we did the same with the
we did the same with the previous video. We are going to use the same format over here. So you first smell the OG strips and then I will give you the strips A, B, C.
What should I mostly smell? Like
you
EDT?
try EDP.
Okay.
And if anything is close to EDT again, like the previous format, you're going to tell it. The legal disclaimer for this video is added to the description. Feel free to check that out if in case you want to. And these perfumes are being tested on a 30 minutes dry down. On the left hand side, the OG EDP for Sauvage is bought from Sentira, the decant. The EDT is bought from Perfume Gyan. Over here, the decant of Urban Man Elixir and Sheikh Zayed Blue are bought from R Fragrances. And the Modest Une is basically also bought from Perfume Gyan. So that's with the decants, like where I have purchased them from. You can now start with the test.
EDP, right?
EDP.
I'm supposed to smell EDP.
Yeah, you smell EDP, EDT both if in case you want to. But then you're going to try strips A, B, C.
Okay. EDP. Good. Okay, done. I'll just... Okay, good. Yeah, done.
So now let's test strip A versus B and see which one comes out to be better.
Okay. I'm smelling the OG. Done. Coffee. A and B. Okay. A. Nice. And B. Okay. I think I'm gonna reject B and keep A.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what is the reason for rejecting B?
I think the spicier note is a little bit too much. And I don't know, something bitterish kind of smell is also coming in through. I don't know what is that.
Okay. So in terms of, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much would you have given A in terms of the closeness to EDP? And how much would have B got?
I think for A, it's very close.
Okay.
So I'm going to give it like 85%.
Okay. So it's 85% there. And what about B?
For B, I will give it a 65 or 60%. 60, 65%.
60-65% you would say. Okay. Honestly, for me, I won't say it's 60-65%, but I would have given it a bit more score because I felt that it's in the same DNA.
The same DNA, of course.
Yeah. And a lot of things were actually cloned properly.
Huh.
Only what I felt was the intensity of the components were a bit different. I mean, it has got that same bergamot, it has got that pepper. The ratio of bergamot and pepper is a bit different over here. And at the same time, I felt that A is there because I know what A is. So I'm telling, your verdict kind of aligns with mine.
Okay.
Okay. So
but the percentage does not.
For B, the percentage, I have a bit more preference towards B in terms of the closeness. I felt it was around 70-75%, but A is around 85% for me as well. Okay.
Okay.
Now, B is basically Sheikh Zayed Blue from Ard Al Khaleej. Okay, the pricing for Sheikh Zayed Blue is 1,900 to 2,200 for a 100 ml bottle. And the projection and performance on this one is awesome actually. 1 to 1.5 hours of projection. Strong projection. It's not like it's a subtle perfume. It's pretty strong. And the longevity is also around 7 hours when applied on the clothes, making it a really good value for money option when it comes to Dior Sauvage EDP clones out there.
Yeah.
But in terms of the closeness, I will still say that it's not the best out there. Now, let's try strip A versus strip C and find the best clone of Dior Sauvage EDP that we have in our collection.
This is the original one.
Yeah.
So, okay. C, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm smelling C. This is also nice.
Okay.
Now I'm confused. But I'm still gonna keep A.
You're still gonna keep A? Okay.
But this is also very nice. This is my obviously second choice. I will go for this one.
Okay.
This is around percentage.
Yeah.
You might want to ask. I think I'll give it around 75-80%. I mean, very close to the OG as well. So if I'm giving this one 85-90%, let's say I'm giving A 85, I'm gonna give C 80. An 80.
So it's just a bit more closer. I mean, strip A is a bit more closer than strip C.
Yes.
And you feel that strip C is basically rejected.
Unfortunately, but they are both very nice.
Neck to neck, but you still feel that A is a bit more closer.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So strip C is the previous winner,
Oh.
which is Afnan Modest Une. Okay? Selling for 2,500 to 2,800 for 100 ml. The projection on this one is again good, 1 to 1.5 hours, and the longevity is around 7 hours when applied on the clothes. We already have discussed it. Making the winner for today's video is basically Armaf's Club de Nuit Urban Man Elixir. This perfume sells for around 2,800 to 3,000 rupees for 105 ml. Okay? And the projection on this one is similar, like 1.5 hours of strong projection, and the longevity is also 7 to 8 hours when applied on the clothes. What I personally felt is Urban Man Elixir, it has a small or a little bit of minute little sweetness.
Correct. I was just about to say that I feel that this one, A, is a little bit towards the sweetness than the original one.
Yeah.
But the smell structure is kind of very similar.
Yeah. People say, like again, in internet, if you see, they usually say that Urban Man Elixir is 80% Dior Sauvage and 20% Creed Aventus, according to them, because it has got a little bit of vanilla or pineapple-like smell mixed with the Dior Sauvage DNA. On the other hand, Afnan Modest Une is said to be like very close to the Dior Sauvage lineup. Unfortunately for me, when I sprayed them side by side, I had to use a lot of my efforts to differentiate between the two, but I could actually feel that Urban Man Elixir had a little bit of sweetness element in it, but that really enhanced the entire experience for me. Now I want you to do one thing.
Okay.
Test the opening of the two and tell me which one is a better blend, which is less harsh in the opening according to you.
With the OG?
No, between the two.
Okay.
Okay. So that's Afnan's Modest Une. Where do I spray it? Over here?
No, over here.
Over here?
Yeah.
Okay. Try that out.
You had to spray it 2 times.
This atomizer throws a bigger mist, and that is the reason.
Not a lot of alcoholic blasts.
On that one?
It does. It does.
Which one?
This one.
Urban Man Elixir, right? Now try the opening of Dior Sauvage EDP and tell me.
It is a little harsh.
I know. Now let's try the Dior Sauvage EDP. And
Over here.
Okay. And you let me know which one is closer in the opening, okay?
You smell it on my mouth? No. Okay. Nice. Not this one. This one.
I know. So in the opening, what basically happens is it is a bit more sweeter, right?
Yeah.
Urban Man
like
Elixir.
on the face sweeter.
Yeah. That pineapple-y note in the opening is more evident on the Urban Man Elixir.
This one is more citrus and fresh.
Yeah. So what basically happens is that is the reason I had to explain this through the opening. Like when you initially spray the Urban Man Elixir, you're gonna feel it's not closer to the Dior Sauvage.
No,
It's basically a mix between Creed Aventus and Dior Sauvage. But as it starts to go into the dry down, that sweetness gradually reduces, making it come more closer to the Dior Sauvage. This, on the other hand, from the opening till the end, tries to copy the Dior Sauvage. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, after the opening, I think I will go for this one.
Afnan Modest Une,
Yeah,
right?
because for me, it was a little too much harsh on my nose.
In the opening.
In the opening, and that that one was really smooth.
And let's try Sheikh Zayed Blue and see what you feel about the opening. Let me try it on my hand.
Not here.
Okay. Is it closer to EDP? Dior Sauvage EDP?
EDP.
Yeah, you already sprayed it on your hand, right?
Where did it go? Okay. It's
No.
too much citrusy. And again, like the spice is like very much.
This is very strong projecting, right? Yeah, and you feel that the intensity of the spiciness is a bit more on this one, right?
Yeah, and too much alcoholic blast.
Okay, so alcoholic blast was evident in both Sheikh Zayed Blue and Urban Man Elixir, right? So that brings us to the final conclusion that still, if you want to go for a Dior Sauvage clone, we still fail, at least now.
On me, I would like to go with this one after the initial first spray because again, as I said, that it actually smells really nice after the dry down, and even in the opening it smells, if not exactly like the original one, but again 70-75% there, and it's way more subtle.
I mean, it's a better blend in short. Like Urban Man Elixir, I don't want to take anything away from it because in the dry down, it settles down to be something good. But then again, 2,800 to 3,000 rupees you're paying, where you're paying around 2,500 to 2,800 for this one. So around 200 to 300 rupees less you're paying for this, and you're getting a good blend with a similar kind of projection and almost neck to neck when it comes to the smell structure. Because we don't have any affinity to any certain brands. That is the reason. If I have to choose one, I mean, we know that in the blind test, Urban Man Elixir went away with 5% more points. But realistically, if we had to still choose, I would have chosen Afnan Modest Une. However, Urban Man Elixir is very, very, very close, or rather tad bit more similar in the dry down to Dior Sauvage.
I mean, which perfume did come second?
The second.
Yeah.
Last time.
Last week.
That was Arabian Aroma.
Yeah, that was also good.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of today's video, between the three, if you want to choose, my rating would be still like Modest Une first, Urban Man Elixir second, Sheikh Zayed Blue third.
Yeah.
So with that, I think we can conclude this video. There are a couple of other perfumes which needs a revisit because like for Blue de Chanel, the winner was Follow Me Perfumes. Now I ordered that Ahmed Al Maghrabi Blue, which a lot of people were asking. So maybe in the future we can do a revisit and see how close that one is.
Okay.
So that's it for today. We'll see you in the next one very soon. Bye-bye.